everybody. Welcome to Real Life Sci-Fi. I'm Willy.
And I'm Erin.
We are Wadeless tonight. Go subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts, and go follow us on Patreon. We do 3 episodes a week. Go check those out. We've got small, cheap tiers. And stick around after the show. There's a new found crap from Schraub Home Video. Let's introduce our guest, George Metaxas. He's an Australian, and we're talking about Australian shit today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Aussie stuff. It's going to be great.
Australian
Yeah,
cults.
correct.
And it's Metaxas.
It is
What did I say?
Metaxas.
Metaxas.
Oh,
That's okay.
I got shat on at school for, like, did you do Metaxas? Yeah, it was great.
George has been my friend for years at this point. I met him working at Stupid Buddy. George is a very talented miniature artist and stop motion animator. He's actually got a short on Found Crap tonight, which is Mother Bunker.
Correct.
awesome.
It's about a robot drag queen, so you should watch it. It's only 5 minutes too, so
Perfect.
so easy.
So easy.
So easy.
Nice and bite-sized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about people doing Australian accents? Are you offended in any way?
I don't mind it. I love her one, actually. I think she does an amazing Australian accent. It sounds wrong, but it's amazing. I hate when people say no, because they do it really
No.
wrong.
No.
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 I'm Asian, but I didn't grow up Asian.
Yeah.
And I've just, like, people still do Asian accents, like at the Oscars, I think a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Something crazy. But I'm like, I feel like I can't get upset about people doing Asian accents because I don't feel like I'm a real one.
I dare anyone to do a Filipino accent.
I wish I could do a better one because the Filipino accent makes me laugh.
I just know the F's are P's, so it's like, you want some bud?
Close the TV.
Yeah.
We
That is not the good one. But yeah.
So how into conspiracies are you in general? Do you subscribe to?
On a scale of 1 to 100?
Yeah.
0. Maybe.
What about like ghosts and aliens and stuff?
I don't
We have
believe in
something for that.
ghosts.
Okay, well let's wait before
Oh,
we get into
okay.
this. I forgot we have the WoW scale. Wait, it's not here. He does the WoW scale, so I'll do
Gotcha.
the WoW scale today.
Yes.
It's happening.
Yeah. I can feel it. I'm ready.
So the WoW scale is a 5-question quiz.
Yeah.
It's a quiz that rates you from 1 to 5. 1 being you're a Wade, 5 being you're a Willy, 1 being you're a skeptic, 5 being you're a believer. And in the middle is a 3. That's me. I'm Erin. I'm right in the middle.
Wouldn't you be 2.5?
Wade's actually a 0.
Sure.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, yeah, Wade's a 0. Sorry, Wade's a 0.
Okay.
George, are you ready to be Wade on the WoW scale?
For sure.
Okay, first question, 3-parter. Do you believe in aliens? If so, have they visited Earth? If so, have they visited Earth in the last 300 years?
Okay, so I'm not a 0. I do believe in aliens. They have come. Well, no. No, I don't think they've come to Earth.
No?
No. So then no to the third part too.
Okay, so yes, no, no.
Yeah, I think there are aliens out there. There has to be. Plus, I like Star Trek and stuff, so
Yeah.
there has to be.
There's gotta be something.
Yeah, there's got to be something.
It's a good way to get your mind into thinking that it's possible, just
Yeah.
watching like intelligent sci-fi. Mm-hmm. I only say this because I'm weirded out by how they keep seeing all these new UAPs. They've renamed them so they're not attached to the crazy shit anymore. But instead of like going like, hey, what would we do if an intelligent race came? They're just like, we can't defend ourselves against these things, so we should be putting money at this.
Wait, what do you think those things are? Like those videos? What do you reckon they are?
I've seen a bunch of different types of UFOs. I think that there are drones that aliens have. I think aliens are here. I think there's different races. I think our secret military has shit out there that our regular military is unaware of. Like,
yeah.
it's too much.
Okay.
And I believe that too. Willie and I are on the same page when it comes to
there
that
you
stuff.
go. Okay.
Willie's actually shown me some stuff in the sky that I don't know what it is. So there it is.
It's weird. I see UFOs a lot, but that doesn't mean that they're aliens. But I do.
It just
see
means that they're unidentified.
So wait,
things that I can't identify.
Is it a light, or is it a spinny thing, or is it a throbbing thing, or?
I mostly at night see orbs that are have a light source for some reason that are going through the sky. They look like stars that are moving.
Gotcha.
They're brighter than most stars.
Yeah.
But they also move in a trajectory that isn't necessarily straight.
Gotcha.
And they don't have the flashing light, the collision beacon.
Yeah. Crazy.
Second
You should
question.
show me one day.
Yeah, if
I'd
we-
love
see one
to.
tonight, I bet.
Yeah, we'll probably see one tonight. Second question. Ghosts?
No, because I can't imagine. I would hate to have to wander this earth haunting people, and that sucks. Like I just want to die. I think that's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like another stage of life where like you have to like live here again.
yeah, and
but
just
you
like
can't interact.
see your
That sucks.
grandchildren, or like if you're unmarried, who do you haunt? Or like, is it always just a revenge thing?
I feel
Or
like
a
you
lot
could
of
just
them are
be
like-
here listlessly, and then I think that they enter your body and they live in your body until you either expel them or you die.
As far as me in that realm, like I think it's possible, but I still haven't seen enough. But I've always, from an early age, been afraid of possession. But it's weird to have too many fears, you know.
Yeah.
I love it. I love having so many fears.
The only time where I believed in ghosts was after my grandmother died, and the house was empty and it was really dark, and I went to go outside of the door of the room that I was staying at, and I had a blanket and it rubbed against my foot really weird, and it freaked the crap out of me. And then I realized it was anyway. This is
You
a
thought
really
it was your
dumb
grandma
story.
touching
Yeah.
your foot. and it
No,
was
it's
just a blanket.
great because it's something that you can't describe what happened, but it still doesn't make you go, "Oh, ghosts are real."
Truly.
Yeah. Third, I'm pretending like they're on here. They're in my head. Third question: does Bigfoot exist?
No.
No.
No, because all those old videos are so like old, and
What about the new ones?
there's new ones.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
There's a lot.
yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I listened to some Bigfoot sounds yesterday on the drive
Oh,
back
cool.
from Vegas, and I was like, ugh, so weird.
So I'm unaware then.
Yeah, it just sounds like a guy going like, what? What? What?
Conveniently for conspiracy theorists, it's really hard to find videos now for anything because
Gotcha.
like the search engine is like geared towards people that are making money
Yeah.
and
Like
everyone's
those
paying.
like Bigfoot hunters.
So
I
you
never-
can't even really find good trail cam Bigfoot videos unless you're like just hunting. Because if you look
Gotcha.
for them, it's going to
This
go.
is on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, I usually don't search on YouTube. I search
Outside
on
of it,
like.
and then
It sucks because most of the search engines actually do blow, so you kind of have to use Google. But I use a private Google, and then like,
I use Bing.
most of the search engines blow. But
Yeah, I find nothing that I actually want to find on Google. Fourth question. Do you believe in psychics? Are psychics real?
yeah, I reckon yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many unexplained things in life. I think they can tap into something. I don't think they're all real. I think that a lot of them are bullshit. But
Yeah.
yes,
So then do you also believe in like telekinesis or psychokinesis?
I'm unaware of this, but yes, like Starship Troopers.
Like
oh, I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny because they mix in a lot of that stuff in a great way.
Yeah, for
Where
sure.
like the brain, that like
Yeah.
they communicate with it. Like
no. Princeton
like
did a
that
lot
stuff,
of research
right?
on this stuff, and they actually proved that people do have a lot of latent psychic abilities. So you're a yes for psychics.
Yes.
Okay, last question.
Isn't it 3?
5 total.
Oh,
5.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
The first question was a 3-parter.
Yeah,
Oh,
first question,
gotcha.
3-parter.
Okay.
So your last question is: are you superstitious?
No, I don't think so. I don't I don't do things that I go under staircases and I don't care. Yeah.
So you're a yes, aliens.
Yes.
You're a no, ghost. You're no, Bigfoot. You're a yes, psychics, and you're a no, superstition. So you are a 3. That's incredible.
Wouldn't that make me a 2?
No, because the last question, superstition, is a trick question because Wade is superstitious, but Willie is not.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
And it's weird because like my hockey team's playing now, go Avalanche. I'm wearing the gear, but like I'll like take it off in the middle of the game to prove that I'm not superstitious, you know? Because I'm like,
Wait, does it work?
yeah, I'm not superstitious at all.
No, does it work when you take it off?
Oh, it goes both ways. I feel like it's so random.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Random meaning
So therefore it doesn't work, right?
right? Because I'm like, if superstition was real, then it would kind of have to be a numbers game with how many people are on the same page, right?
Gotcha.
And I'm just like, well, you know, like there's a lot of like religious superstitions and I don't know. I'm just like, I always throw it out the window. I'm like, oh, what the better team, the team with the fans that have the bigger hearts that also wore their jerseys, those are the ones that are going to win.
I mean,
That's true.
obviously they want it more, clearly. So yeah, you're a 3. You're a me.
Awesome.
You're
There
the
we go.
first. You're the first one since I've been on the show.
Yeah, we got a lot
So it's
of...
either one way or the other?
It's usually Wade's. I feel like we
Oh.
only had one Willie since I started on the
Gotcha.
show.
And that's not a bad thing,
Maybe
you know.
2.
Wade and I have been friends for 30 years, so
That's cool.
Yeah. I think I've only known George for like
maybe 28.
7?
6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. George, can you say something in Australian that will make the chat real happy? Just say, I like that hat, mate.
I like that hat, mate.
Yeah? Is that good?
That's not how Harnett says it.
Oh.
Wait, what do
Is
you...
it like,
how,
I like that hat, mate?
I like that.
I like that hat, mate.
You just say it.
I can't... Look,
Say
I'm,
it like a gross Australian with no shirt on, and he's holding like some gross beer, and he's like, "Oh, I love that, mate."
You see, it's fucking kick-ass, your accent. Okay. I like that hat, mate. I can't do it.
Come
I
on,
can't.
George, you were in Bread Town.
I'll do it as
I know.
I
Okay.
Come on.
It's because I loved Mary Poppins when I was a kid, and I loved to enunciate, and I don't think Australians really like to do that.
Oh, yeah, I hear that.
Okay, I'll do it. What am I saying again?
I like that hat, mate.
Okay, I like that hat, mate.
I'll
Yeah?
do it as Monterey Jack from Rescue Rangers. You ever watch that show?
Yeah, for sure.
Jay Chipper, I like the hat, mate.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's actually amazing.
I'll say it like Muriel from Muriel's Wedding. I love that hat, mate. It's my wedding.
I'll do it as an American. I like my hat, mate.
Wait, say this as American. Killer party. Where can I get one of those cups?
Killer party. Where can I get one of those cups? I can't do anything other than a Valley Girl, I think.
It's fine. I love it. I think it's fun. When we would work together, I would do George's accent, but like make fun of him. And then I guess after I left, George was still
Everyone
working there.
did it.
Everyone was still just like, I'm George. Look at me. I'm Australian. Oh, gosh.
Oh, you made my life hell.
Well, should we gave him a wow scale. He's a 3. Should we do the topic?
We've razzed him. Now let's dazzle him.
Yeah, hit me with that topic, Willie.
Tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi, one of the largest religion groups in Australia has no name, at least by their members, and they claim they are not a cult. Actually, we're going to get into a couple cults tonight that are Australian-based. We researched a couple different ones. One of them refers to themselves as the Truth, and one of them is the Family. So let's get into Australian cults tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi.
Oh, timed it perfect.
Beautiful.
Hot stuff. Hot stuff. So, George, do you know anything about Australian cults?
I watched a 60 Minutes thing on The Family, I think.
Oh, cool.
That
Ooh
one.
la la.
Oh, okay. They did one on them too. The sad part is the other. I watch the 60 Minutes things on this group. They don't refer to themselves as the Truth Church, but a lot of people refer to them as that. 2x2s, Workers and Friends, Cooneites, the
Christian Convention Church.
Yeah, the way. And it was sad because the 60 Minutes on this group was just all about all the sexual child abuse.
I mean, it seems
So-
like every cult is like that.
So
Right.
question, what makes, like when you research this, what makes the Australian ones interesting? Like what would happen in Australia that wouldn't happen in America?
I think that Australians actually have a pretty good legal system when it comes to founding a new religion. I think that they give you a lot more leeway than a Christianized political system like the America would give you. Also, there's so much space in Australia that if you make a religious sect and it becomes too big for the city or too big for wherever you are, you can just buy land randomly anywhere in Australia and have your cult there.
Very true.
Do they pay taxes in Australia, the churches?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
I mean, the crazy thing that like with everything that's going on now that like religion is back and they're back in politics. I'm like, I'm just going to say this because I just think that I have to, like, we need to tax religions. Like we need to tax them. They have a big voice. They're running amok and they're getting free money and we're broke and system's broke. Fucking just charge them taxes.
So instead of tax the rich, tax the religions.
Tax the rich too. I'm like everyone making money isn't paying taxes.
Tax the rich churches.
They're all rich.
They're like all the big ones. Get all them big ones. If you have like a giant building that you built yourself with money from your community and it holds more than like 4,000 people, you should be taxed.
You can pay less. We can figure out a system to make it fair, but well, anyways.
So what percentage are you talking about?
I
No,
don't know.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, did you want to get into the truth?
Yeah, sure. I mean, these guys started in Ireland in the 1800s, but then there was this girl. There was a girl that came out, Elizabeth Coleman, who was a former Truth member. She was the author of this book called "Cult to Christ: The Church with No Name," and she kind of laid out a lot of the things that they had. They have a lot of compelling. They think that they are the real Christians.
Yeah.
They think all the other ones are false.
Jesus' sacrifice on the cross was not enough to get you into heaven. You also have to have like a hard Christian life. No movies, no TV.
Oh, wow.
No dancing. No.
Women have to have their hair in buns and dressed in demure colors, long sleeves.
So it's like Footloose Town.
Yeah, yeah.
It is like Footloose.
They say the Bible's a dead book.
Oh, wow. So what do they read?
I think they use that as a starting point, but they just kind of have,
They have a living prophet, right?
yeah.
Like the Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. And convicted pedos are allowed back into the church.
That's with every church too.
Yeah.
They don't have a name, and they hide in plain sight. And so they'll have gatherings at people's houses, and like, sure, they'll rent some places out, but for the most part, they're just like, they meet in homes, and
Yeah.
they don't want to.
You never know who's in the truth.
And for the brainwashing, I mean, you know, isn't everything a brainwash? You know, like just whatever it is that you are into, whether it be your government, your family, your religions, whatever. The children in this religion are told that if they stray, that bad things will happen to them. So they kind of grow up thinking that if they
Christianity.
leave
It
the
just
church,
sounds
they're
very
going to die.
Christian,
Yeah, right. It's like, because like I grew up Baptist, and there was a passage that they referred to as to why we couldn't wear shorts that didn't cover our knees, and if you question things, like you
Wait,
just
what's
didn't
that
really
passage?
get an answer.
Like, thou shalt not wear pants.
It was this one
Lower
passage
down.
where this girl was like taking a bath in the water, and somebody saw her, and she was naked to the Lord because her knees weren't covered.
Oh.
And it's just like,
And the Lord saith, she is naked that doth not cover thy knees.
but
Who can forget Matthew 2?
The 11th commandment.
Yeah, cover thy knees.
I wanted to do a big sermon, but using the dictionary as my reference material. But that was a lot of work. I didn't do it.
Oh, I gave a sermon once, and I kind of winged it, so I just talked about cake the whole time.
You can compare anything to.
Yeah, it was about abstinence. I think I was the only one, maybe one of 10 people there that had fucked before. So I was like, this is weird. You're making me do it. A lot of people got engaged after that. I just kept talking about how sex is like dessert. I'm like, sex is like cake. You know, if you eat it before dinner, you're not going to want dinner. You're just going to want to keep eating that cake. And let me tell you, that is some really good cake. That is some of the best. Think about all your favorite flavors. That's what that cake is. You're going to want to save it till after
So,
dinner.
mind your manners.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
the cake was your idea?
Yeah, I mean, they're just like, you have to give a talk. Give a talk on abstinence.
Why cake?
They kept using the phrase, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So
So you literally translated that into
all right,
scripture.
let's talk about cake.
Oh,
Talk about
this is a
cake.
lame side thing, but I think I just learned this within the last couple years. The phrase for that cake company. I always thought it was nobody does it like Sarah Lee. Like nobody does it like Sarah Lee. She does it the best. You know what the phrase is?
What?
Nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee.
Nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee. That's a double negative in your slogan.
It's this weird, lame double negative, and they do that so that you remember it, but nobody hears it right, so it doesn't actually work.
But then it makes people like us fight about it. And look at us. Now we're talking about Sarah Lee.
These are the like Bernstein Bear kind of things, right? Bernstein. What is that again?
Bernstein, the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect. That's right. We had someone at work that was obsessed with the Mandela
It's-
effect.
She was also a flat earther.
That is true.
I reached out to her to try and be on your guys' show when you guys were looking for flat earthers. Never got back to me.
She's an interesting flat earther too, because it's a flat Earth it's like
a
a snow
dome.
globe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and somehow there's nothing on the bottom, or is there?
Well,
I forgot.
I mean, I don't remember.
no,
She-
it's-
I
I-
tried
a lot
not
of
to
things.
listen to her.
These guys have about 200,000 people worldwide. They're in a handful of countries, maybe like 13 countries or something. They're in America. They're in Canada.
But a big majority of them are in Australia.
Yeah.
Because of Edward Cooney, which is why they're called Cooneyites.
Oh, I could. Okay, yeah. I wrote that down, but
He brought the truth
Cooneyites.
from Ireland to Australia in the 70s. He's a Protestant
So
evangelist.
it wasn't the first fleet. He wasn't just on the
No.
boat.
He just showed up and said, I think I'm going to make this place my religion.
And then the police shot him because
Yeah.
how could I be wrong? I can't do Ireland.
Yeah,
unless I hear it.
that sounded more like Australian.
it did.
How
actually.
could I be wrong?
That's
How can I be
better.
wrong?
That sounds Scottish. Maybe no.
I always just try to do Lucky Charms.
Scottish is Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, just
Oh,
look,
that's
it's
right.
a lot
Yeah.
like this.
Go for a swim.
Should I talk about the family?
Yeah.
Is that everything about the
Yeah, we can have. We'll
Is the
jump
truth
into.
still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the truth was just a super Christian cult, like it, and with pedophiles. But
Yeah.
that's also
That
Christian,
seems
I
like
guess.
every cult I read about, their downfall was pedophiles.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This is the weird thing, right? I feel, and listen, I'm not trying to defend pedophiles anyway, because I think I think that we need to have stricter penalties, and I'm tired of these churches hiding their pedophiles everywhere, you know. But Personally, I feel like everyone as they grow up, like kind of don't get a chance to grow up. And so I always feel like without knowing anything, I don't know shit. I can't imagine that all these pedophiles are actually attracted to kids. I feel like that there's a power struggle and a sexual like frustration. And I always just feel like it's a power, because most of the pedophiles are girls that are, and boys that are like around 16. I'm not trying to give anybody any leeway here, but I'm just trying to say, like, I feel like when you have a power, it gets abused.
So
and
it's
people
like,
listen to you
Michael
and you
Jackson.
seem important. Yeah.
Yes.
Michael Jackson effect.
Yes.
And so like because I want to start a cult, and I'm always like, I haven't yet, because I'm like, I don't want to fall into that where whether it's me or somebody else, like that somebody can have a power over somebody, because that's not what it's about. And that, I'm not saying cults have great ideas, but obviously they get a lot of
So
people.
you want to make a cult that's socialist, a socialist cult.
Yeah.
How does that
the
work?
the idea for the biggest idea for the cult is that I feel like we have probably special witch powers that we could tap into if everyone was on board, So like, let's go get crazy.
Cool.
Let's go open a portal on the JPL property, and like. But I believe that belief is real, and prayer works for every religion, because the power of the mind is working for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not Christian prayer; it's all the prayer works. You don't need to be
So
religious.
would you have prayer in your cult?
Yeah.
What would you
But
pray,
the idea
pray to?
is everyone's welcome. You can still believe in your God and be in my cult, because your prayer will work.
Oh. What do you pray to?
The universe.
Oh, that's cool.
And you are the universe. I don't know. We're still figuring it out. I've been talking about it for
No,
years.
I love it. That's cool.
But let's hear about the family, because the family
Okay.
is
The family is huge. I watched like a 3-hour documentary because it was hard to find a book
Yeah.
specifically about Australia.
I started watching that, and I was like, a long time ago, and I was like, this is fucking big.
So the family was started by Anne Hamilton Byrne. She used LSD and like showmanship to convince her followers that she was the next coming of Christ, that she was Jesus Christ. Like, she would wait till they're tripping, and then there's like dry ice and lights. She is Jesus. And she convinced her followers, the inner circle, that they were reincarnated apostles of Jesus. And so it was up to them and her to make it to the end of the world. The end of the world was coming. UFOs were going to come down, and it was going to be up to them to help form a new society. The way they were going to form a new society was by using children. So she adopted 14 infants from 1968 to 1975 using at the time, the Australian law, which was forced adoptions. Australia didn't believe that a single mother could take care of a child on her own. So they would often drug them and have them sign paperwork. One of the
Australian government would.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
And so then one of the girls that was actually in this cult found out that when she was born, they had her mom all drugged up because she was giving birth, and they put a pillow over her mom's face and then took her out of the room. So she gave birth, took the baby out of the room. The only thing that her mom heard was she didn't see her, just heard her cry once, and then the door closed.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So they got a lot of these children under using the law, but also under false pretenses. A lot of it was illegal. So Anne Hamilton Byrne, she would have someone make pregnancy clothes for her before these children were adopted, and she would pretend like she was pregnant and tell all these other kids when this new baby would come, "This is my baby."
Oh boy.
Wow.
She had 2 kids that she said were twins, redid their birth certificates, so now they were from New Zealand instead of Australia. And then they brought another kid in and told the other 2 that was their triplet. So started telling everyone that they were triplets.
Wow.
kept
Did they
them.
look alike at all?
Okay, so they didn't really look alike, but she would dress them the same and dye all their hair platinum blonde and give them all the same color hair.
Children of the damned.
All of these
Yeah.
kids, so all of these kids, even the ones that were birthed to people in the cult, the people in the cult would let them adopt these kids. And there was a select group of aunties, they called them aunties, that would take care of them, but they would beat them almost every day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did
They would
she get in
starve
trouble
them.
yet? Has she gotten in trouble?
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So she would starve them. They do all this stuff. One of the girls said that she maybe didn't go. The longest she ever
You're
went without eating
creating
was a
slaves.
week. Yeah, it was like a week. And so
How
one
many
night,
children in total?
14.
Wow.
Yeah, and so once you reach the age of 13 or 14, you were indoctrinated into the cult by being given a large dose of LSD for like a week. You'd be on LSD for a week.
Oh my
And they'd leave you in a room alone, and the only people that would visit you were this Anne person, like saying that she's your mom, and some other caretakers.
Did they give them weed also? Like,
Just the
to
LSD.
take the edge off?
No way. They want that edge. They want you terrified. So all these kids thought this woman was their mom. They thought that the world was going to end. Aliens were going to come. They were going to go directly onto the UFO and help reform humanity.
Wow.
One of the girls was so tired of being beaten and so upset she couldn't. She didn't even think about suicide because it wasn't an option for them. But she ran away. A lot of the articles I read said that she was kicked out, but the interview that I saw with her, she said that she ran away. And she ran as far as she could until she found a house, called the cops. The cops took her in, heard everything she had to say, that all the kids were taken the next day. And then she and her husband and some of the other followers went, I think, to New York, to the Catskills, to try and, so they wouldn't be extradited. But, let me see. Where did I put? Okay, so in 1987 they were raided. That's when that happened. And then in June 1993, she was charged with conspiracy to defraud and commit perjury, but it was dropped. Those charges were dropped. So instead, she pled guilty to false declaration over the triplets, like a false declaration of paperwork, saying that those kids were triplets and that they're from New Zealand.
Oh.
She was fined $5,000.
Oh my gosh.
That's criminal.
She died in
Wow.
I think she died in like 2015 or 2016, but she had followers all the way up until that point.
Does she still have followers? 'Cause I'm sure.
I believe she still has followers. And then as far as the forced adoptions go, Australia issued a national apology in 2013, apologizing for those practices.
Correct. We are very bad with taking children from their parents. That happened to the Aboriginals. There's a whole thing called the stolen generation.
Mm-hmm.
It's really screwed up.
I was reading about that. That's fucked up.
Australia is not a great place sometimes.
As bad as that is, I am glad that they
Apologized?
basically announced publicly to take ownership of that. Like, have we ever done that for anything?
That's
No.
true.
I saw footage of like a big conference room of the prime minister at the time, like doing this national apology. It was just a room full of women sobbing. It's like, this is insane. This
Kevin
is
Rudd was a
creepy.
cool prime minister too. He was a real nerd, so he would write little essays after he would say something just to explain all his actions. He was actually
I like
pretty
that.
dope. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I like that guy. But do you
And then
remember?
they got rid of him.
Were you around Australia when they did that national apology?
Yes, I don't know if it was for that, but this was a few years before, maybe 2007 or something like that. And they did have the national apology to like for the stolen generation. That's what they call.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Did you know about any of this family stuff? It seemed like it was big in the news at the time.
Correct. I did not know any of it. I was blissfully unaware as a teenager
Yeah.
as to all of these things.
The crazy thing is how powerful the family got
Oh yeah.
to be able to influence just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of like the main followers in the inner circle owned a psychiatric hospital, which is how he got his hands on the LSD. A lot of the staff that worked there were the aunties that were beating these kids and like taking care of them.
Are they still aunties if they don't have children to take care of?
I mean, is she a mother if she adopted them and
That's
like
true.
treated them shabbily? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. She looked real creepy too with her big glasses. She looked like the Crypt Keeper.
Did you see her when they arrested her without her wig on?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, she looked like what's her face from The Witches?
Yeah.
What was her name? I can't. She's in so much stuff. She's in a bunch of Wes Anderson movies. Come on, chat. Tell me.
Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston. She looked like Angelica Houston from The Witches.
Amazing.
Oh my god. But yeah.
What do you guys think of? Like, is Scientology a cult?
Yes.
Yes.
Is Christianity a cult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, at what point is a cult not a cult?
Right. Like, I feel like every little church is its own cult, and they have a base that allows people to go anywhere. But then everyone's got their. I remember in our town we had this cool rockin' church that had rock music. You know, so they would play Christian rock music to get all the youth there. And
I think a cult has to be malicious. I think it has to indoctrinate you to a point where you can't get out. And
but
I looked this
but
up.
cult is actually
Write it down.
not a bad word.
that's true.
You know, so it's weird because I'm like we think that cults are bad, but I'm like, I feel like most cults start out good, and then through having to make money or having to have power, like, how do you handle that? Like, I don't know. My church would lamely go through their budget, like on Sundays. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But it was nice to have it all out there in front of everyone. But like, as soon as the youth pastor started talking to the kids about dating, he got fired, and he was the head guy's kid.
Because he was telling the kids about sex and stuff, or just about dating?
Just dating.
Wow. So completely, but that's another problem. Like, cults are either sexless or completely sexual. Like,
Well, it's just weird to have
Yeah, like the
so
Family
many,
International, which is like what the old Children of God cults.
Yeah.
They all were all about like the love of God and like having orgies, and they got caught with fucking kids too.
Yeah.
At least now, after like 1986 or 7, you can be excommunicated from that group if you get caught doing sexual things with a kid. Thank God. But
Reported to the police or just excommunicated?
like excommunicated, probably.
cool.
Great, right? I found this thing when I was doing some reading. The 4 basic variables to explain the emergence of NRMs, which is like UAP for cults. NRM is New Religious Movement, instead of saying it's a cult. Secularization, the quest for community, a value crisis, and an increasing need for holistic self-definition in a differentiated society. So those are the 4 things that would, if you can identify them, you have an NRM. You have a new religious movement. So I was talking to Sevon about this earlier because I don't really know what secularization means.
Just I can't explain it. Never mind.
Sevon explained it good. It's a world of non-religion. So you're like, this world has no God in it. It's got no morality. We should start a new religion. And then it's the quest for community. We should start a religion.
I mean that's the whole thing. That's why whenever I say I want to start a cult, it's like, it's not to get money, it's not to get power or anything. It's just like, I don't want to talk to someone about aliens that doesn't want to believe in aliens. You don't need to want to believe in it, but if you don't want to, I can't have a conversation with you. And like, I think it's important for the future of our civilization to contemplate a more intelligent species and interacting with them. They could be from Earth. They don't need to be aliens, but just like.
Do you think that aliens are influencing the world as we speak?
I think that they're hands off.
Gotcha.
I think
Really?
Well, I think that previous civilizations have been given information, but I don't think that they're doing anything now because, like, with how much destruction and how even of the earth that we're doing, let alone human life and other life that we're just, we're just fucking plowing through this earth like everything's going to come back.
Yes.
And I'm not saying I don't have this hope that aliens are ever going to step in and save us, but we aren't. We're so fucking dumb. Like, just let us take ourselves out.
So, question: before, when they were getting messages, was it to help humanity? And then at some point, they were like, "Too far. We've gone too far now."
I don't know how much I believe this, but I lean towards the idea that there used to be more interaction between planets. I think that there were humans on Mars, and that there were, races going back between different planets and whatnot.
It's like that episode of Star Trek Voyager where they find dinosaurs out in the Delta Quadrant. No
Oh,
joke.
yeah. No, I remember
they
that
were, like,
episode. That's a good
humanoid.
one.
Yeah. Go on, though.
Oh,
Sorry.
no,
They
I'm
did
trying
that
to
in
think. I don't
Doctor
remember
Who
that one.
too. They
Did
did
they
that in Doctor
actually?
Who too, yeah.
Gotcha.
But for some reason, we got cut off from them. And I don't think it was because...
And did they get cut off from their people too?
Right. And so, like, I don't think anything that I lean towards we'll ever find out about. But I definitely, civilizations used to build their sacred sites on top of sacred sites. And I feel like there's just a lot of technology and information that's been lost in such a way that we don't need to know because nobody knows anymore. So maybe they just stopped coming here.
Gotcha. But there are still aliens here, just cut off
Yeah,
from...
yeah.
Gotcha.
But the
What do you
ones that
think
were
they're
trying to
doing?
set up the civilizations and
Yeah.
whatnot, they're not coming back.
Try not to get COVID.
But there's no reason for me to believe that.
So also, in your religion, are you going to talk about, like, is it just to get together and then we'll talk about aliens, or are there like scripts and texts that
Okay, do you have a book that you're gonna write?
Like, are there videos? Like, what are the textual parts of the cult?
I think it's to try to unlock this ancient technology. Like, I feel like we could do vibrational sound, try to make technology to communicate with each other, to I don't know. It's from the things I've seen, I think that the way that they built a lot of the ancient megalithic sites was by liquefying them through vibrational energy. And
What do you mean by liquefying?
well, like a lot of the stones fit specifically in one spot so that this can only fit in this one spot out of this whole structure.
And there's like no chisel marks or anything.
Oh, that's
And
so
so
cool.
it was kind of like you made it out of clay and pushed it in, but using a different technology.
Gotcha.
One of the topics that we were going to maybe talk about was geomancy. And there's a lot of that stuff.
I had to look up that word because I had no idea what it meant, and I've forgotten also.
There's a
so
lot
you
of
should
there's a
tell
lot of
me.
that stuff in Australia, and that's part of it. I think that's part of ancient geomancy, because like modern geomancy now, it's like they're just going off of like Crowley's work and like stuff that they're going through an ancient text that they have. But I think that a lot of geomancy has to do with like the sound, not sound weapons, but sound tools and stuff like that. Because the vibration of certain stone and certain rock, like if you build a whole city out of like these very particular elements that's supposed to elevate certain parts of your mind or whatever, you could totally build an entire city as like a giant.
Have you ever been to a site and felt a different vibration and a different
You
feeling?
mean Disneyland?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That counts. That counts.
Yeah. 3 ley lines. We've
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah,
this.
yeah. The carousel,
The carousel,
right?
yeah.
But I've heard stories of people experiencing that, and with that same idea, I feel like there is in a lot of those areas they say that there's like gold in the water, because like it was just so fertile, and like having like drinking gold is going to make your electrical system run a lot better. And we've kind of been disconnected from the crazy side of the universe. Because the universe is fucking crazy.
Well, it's true. And our culture used to be so much more magical before organized religion and all of these other really depressing power structures came into effect.
Do you think, for your religion, do you think when you build your church for it, or wherever you want to call it, you think it'll be like a giant orgone generator built in or something?
I'm into that, but it's weird because like the location probably matters more than the structure.
But you need the location and then the structure to harness the energy from the location. Right?
Yeah. You just got to be 23 and a half degrees off the center. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the planets
33rd parallel
in our solar system, like all of the major things happen at like 23 degrees on every planet. The giant storm on Jupiter, the biggest volcano on Mars,
on Earth,
pyramids on Earth.
That's but on Earth, are they the Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer?
One of them, I think so.
Gotcha. Yeah.
latitude, 22 latitude, 23rd.
That's what I thought too.
Longitude, latitude, longitude.
No, latitude is fatitude, longitude.
Yeah.
Longitude?
Fatitude,
But I
yeah.
kept going long. La. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Latitude is fatitude.
Long. Yeah.
The fat part
Thank
of
you. I got my
This is
mouth
what they
wrong.
teach you in American
It's
school.
American school. Yeah.
Longitude, latitude.
But that's wrong.
Oh my God, guys. I found out about latitudes today.
I love these stupid memory clues that like don't work. Cause like there was one to
worked for me.
remember the planets. Yeah, but I did it wrong. I said longitude.
You just
instead
gotta
of
do it this way.
longitude.
The one that I remember, beer before liquor, you've never been sicker.
Yeah,
Liquor before
I-
beer, you're in the clear.
Oh, yeah.
I
I didn't know you
use
said
that
for
a
a
lot.
second.
I
It
use
sounded like
that one a lot
Australian
too.
mumbling.
There was
Oh,
one.
thank
Yeah.
you. Of course, yes. Yes. That's on
I don't know. What was your planet one?
Because it was like my very eccentric mother, whatever it was was it was to remember the planets, and it was so dumb that like I don't remember it, and I don't know anybody who remembers it. I just remember the planets,
That is the right first four, though. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
and that's
I
it.
had- we had a song.
My very eccentric mother just sat. I don't know, whatever that.
We in Australia we have this cordial. It's like what did Jonestown give people?
Kool-Aid?
Yeah, Kool-Aid. It's like our Kool-Aid. You put it in like water and do all of that. And there used to be this ad that we changed as kids, the Cuddy's cordial. So it would go, my mum picks her bum to take to Cuddy's to make the cordial that I love best. But like it was not that, but we changed it to that.
What was the product?
Cuddy's cordial.
What's that?
It's like
It's,
Kool-Aid.
like
He said it was like
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
My mum picks her bum to take to Cuddy's and make the cordial that I like best.
It just doesn't sound like a drink.
Yeah,
Cuddy's cordial.
It sounds like cordial. It sounds like a cherry cordial.
Yeah. But we
Cordial.
don't say
But
that.
I mean, I think
cordial,
I think the proper term
Cordial?
is cordial, but here it's cordial, like a cherry cordial.
It's like Adidas and Adidas.
Yeah.
Right.
It was,
Adidas
doesn't
is
that
actually the right way to say it, though.
Doesn't that stand for All Day I Dream About Soccer, or is that just something someone made up?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Somebody made it up.
Yeah.
For ours, it was like a planet song, but it was like very long. And I'm like, this is terrible if you need to know all the planets very quickly. But yeah, the school system, huh?
Winning.
It's like a cult.
They want to teach you
Yeah.
things.
I think
Depending,
George
yeah.
and I have both been in a cult before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, we love it.
We got out there.
We both got out.
Yeah. Across countries.
Yeah.
I was brainwashed.
Yeah. By who? Society.
The church and society
The
too.
patriarch,
No, mostly the church.
the white man.
It was easy for me to meet people as a kid because I'm like, hey, if I'm going to meet you in heaven, it might as well be me remembering who you are from Earth. So I want to meet everyone.
So what made you break out?
I had too many dinosaur questions.
They didn't believe in fossils, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Gotcha.
And they
Fancy rocks.
wouldn't answer me.
Big museum.
You can't trust carbon dating. No way.
Right?
I mean, I don't think you could trust carbon dating, but I do believe in dinosaurs. I just don't
the
know
answer
how old
that
they
I
are.
got was
Wait, you don't believe in carbon dating? Is
I,
this
I
not?
don't I don't either.
I don't
Oh.
believe in
I don't
carbon
think it's
dating.
as
Huh?
accurate as.
Yeah, carbon dating after 40,000 years is useless.
But I'm an idiot also.
If it's older than 40,000 years, it's like impossible to get a true date on it.
Okay, but then it's a guess. It's like, hey, we think this is really old, right?
I just don't think that it's like billions and billions.
So what's the Earth? 5,000 years? 6?
I don't know about that. I'm not a new Earth theorist or anything. It's different than flat Earth. But new Earthers are definitely interesting. But I'm not one of those. I just don't know what the answer is. I just don't think it's carbon dating.
4.6 billion.
Yeah. But we're gonna do dinosaurs, I think, next week. Yeah, with
I forgot.
Julia
Yeah.
Vickerman. We have about 5 minutes left. George, how do you feel about the Colts in Australia?
They were awful, eh? Yeah. they
Is there a good cult out there?
Nature.
yeah, nature's pretty brutal though in Australia. I'd say no, not really.
What's it like to not have monsters around?
Like in America?
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by monsters all the time in America.
It's true.
Oh, they're human monsters. Not. I keep thinking of giant spiders and
Oh, they're
all
easy
kinds of stuff.
compared to the ones here.
But like the ones here are hiding right next to you.
oh yeah,
the ones in Australia, you'll see them when they come
You
at
can
you. The
recognize
ones
them.
here,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
they'll
sad.
stab you right in the back.
I'm moving there.
yeah, easier. Move to New Zealand. There are no monsters even
There's
with
no guns
animals.
either,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. No monsters, no guns.
And no COVID.
Well, now they do.
Now it's
Yeah.
back, but
We're not China, but-
before.
You got anything to plug?
Yeah, any fun plugs?
Oh yeah, I got a movie tonight that's playing at.
At the Found Crap after this. Check
Correct.
it out.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Yeah, so
But
right
how do
after
we-
this show on
Yeah.
here.
And it's called Mother Bunker.
Yeah.
But well, how do they find it if they're not watching the show? Do you have it up somewhere?
They can't find it, so you should watch it.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Stick around for Found Crap.
Exclusive.
Great.
Yeah. So yeah, enjoy it. It's only 5 minutes, so it's not even much of a thing to watch. You know?
But all we do is make 5-minute stuff. That's the best.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
5 minutes
yeah,
is the best.
yeah. 4 minute 48 if we really want to be.
Willie, do you have anything to plug?
Go to YouTube and find Googie. Nobody's seen it still. I'm like, I fucking hate Blippi. Go make Googie bigger than Blippi, please.
You gotta put out more Googie content.
I know. That's
If you want
that's
to
the
keep
next
up
step.
with Blippi, you gotta put out the content.
That's the next step.
Yeah.
That's
Fair
what I'm
enough.
doing next.
I'm gonna plug our own Twitch, Real Life Sci-Fi on Twitch. We've been doing more on Tuesday afternoons. I call it Thank God It's Tuesday with me, Erin. It's usually just me, but maybe if Wade and Willie
I'm usually in
are
the
done
chat.
working, they'll come and hang out too. Tuesday afternoons are usually pretty light. Maybe we watch a movie, maybe we play a game. We definitely end with ghost videos, which is super fun. And then Thursday nights is pretty much the ghost videos thing again, but with Wade and Willie and UFOs and just, I don't know, just chilling. We chill.
Yeah, send us some videos. We'll analyze them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna download Jackbox. So maybe if we
okay.
get tired of watching videos, we could play Jackbox.
What's Jackbox?
It's like a game that you can play on your phone, but like with the same. So if you stream it, everyone gets the code. You can play the games too. It's fun.
Cool.
It's a lot of fun.
It's like virtual game night because you
Yeah.
don't all have to be in the same place. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so patreon.com/reallifesci-fi. We're going to talk to George more about stuff. I don't know. George went to school for architecture, and he knows a bunch of like really interesting stuff. He's a fun guy. Loves Disney. So we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff.
Ooh.
So $5 a month will get you that hour to 2 hours after this show. $1 a month will get you the hour before this show.
Yeah, we do 3 shows a week, and we have different tiers to check them out. And we're doing, I know she said this, but Twitch and YouTube now and Instagram. Like,
We're on
we've
YouTube.
grown.
We're on Instagram.
We've grown.
We got a link tree. We got it all.
And, thank you to Schraub Home Video. We're happy to be here. So check out Found Crap after this. If you haven't seen a Found Crap, I'm sure you all have. But if you haven't, like, it's the best.
Yeah. George, we still have a couple minutes left, but thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I love you.
It was great. Yeah, I love you too. I love you too. I don't really know you, but I love you.
I like your energy. I'll say this
you.
too. I love you too.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
I think we're all cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Especially Sam.
I'm like, you know what? The reason why I want to have a cult is because I just want to talk with like-minded people. You don't need to believe everything I believe.
I'll join your
But
cult.
I feel like
this is cool. I will do it.
I feel like as humans, we're supposed to be creative. So when you meet creative people that are making stuff and expressing that there's just an energy that like builds on itself. And
I love it.
What's your cult called? Do you know
ready.
yet?
no, I got to go look through my notes. I've been talking about this for years, and I'm like, I had a cool name, but and we did an episode on it too.
You should put it
And I
together.
don't even remember. I got to check it out.
Was I on that episode?
I think that you were creating codes.
Interesting.
Right? Go-
Interesting.
So is the culmination of this podcast where you make your cult and then
It'd be nice if that was. I mean, the answer is yes, right? But I'd like to have a TV show too,
what are we on
where we
now?
have. You ask celebrities in the. You get the big.
Amazing.
You get
That would be an
big
interesting.
hitters.
Yeah.
I want to hear David Duchovny talk about aliens.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. Well, thank you so much, George, for being here. Willie, thank you always for being here. I'm glad that it's you and me again. Fuck Wade, right?
Yeah.
What's the last thing?
Oh, remember, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. Thank you for listening.
Real Life Sci-Fi.